These are my thoughts on the Fractal Ridge after a few weeks of using it. This case heavily favors GPU over CPU, which is kind of the style right now since GPUs are huge and CPUs are not. But that means you'll be limited to lower power CPUs or power tuning your CPUs, which is what I did in mine. For a gaming PC that's going to be connected to a 4K TV, this makes sense because the TV is 4K. You're likely going to be GPU limited long before you're CPU limited. The construction of the Ridge is great. It feels solid and sturdy. Most of the screws, are the same thread. Things fit as they should. The stand bothers me though. It feels cheap and they used a unique screw thread for attaching it to the case. Unfortunately, that stand comes to mind every time I think of the quality and kind of sours my mood on the whole thing. You're much more easily going to build a system in the Fractal Ridge than many other ITX cases. Parts of the case can be removed to make things easier to install, and cable routing practically is automatic. I have no complaints in this area. I was able to go so far, with a little flexing of the case actually, as to fit this ASRock RX 7900 XTX GPU in this case. I had to remove the fans, but that's a massive card to fit in here without much trouble. There will be no thermal testing this time. I put the system together with the intention of power tuning it. The Wraith Spire was one of the only heatsinks I had in my arsenal that fit. I did turn down the power limits, and it didn't make any difference in feel for gaming that I could tell, but I didn't take any measurements. Any numbers I took with performance or thermals in mind would have been mostly meaningless. If you're thinking about turning this case vertical, I hope it's because you really like the look, because it takes up less space than a mid-tower, but almost as much. You're only saving on the width, really, and that's, do people really need a 4-inch wide case instead of an 8-inch wide case? I have a hard time believing that's really a worthwhile trade-off, especially when getting a mid-tower could give you way better cooling for the CPU and make your system a lot quieter overall, plus let you build with much less expensive parts. That's all for this one. It's very short. I'll be working on the Sama IM01 Pro next. Have a good day. Thank you for watching.